And so I did a lot of advertising and creating digital marketing and television advertising for brands. And what I learned in advertising, and what you probably all have experienced in your life, is that when a commercial is really, really good, you remember it and it resonates with you in some way. It makes you feel something. It could be scared, it could be happy, it could make you laugh, it could remind you of something from your childhood. Whatever it is, if it's a good ad, it makes you feel something. And that's what stories do. Ads are storytelling, and pitching should be centralized on storytelling. So the reason why storytelling is important in the pitch is because it makes you memorable. Why do you want to be memorable? Well, you want to be memorable for a bunch of reasons, but most importantly, you want to be memorable because when you tell your story to someone and you're memorable, they're going to tell someone else about your story. And they're going to have this ripple effect along with you in getting the word out about your company because they're able to remember your story and they're able to care about your story. The other part about storytelling and connecting to emotions that's important is that our brains are wired to remember stories. Human nature, our very biological brains are wired to remember a story. And since the beginning of time, we've been telling stories, and people are listening to stories to know how to act and how to do and how to be and create values and create societies. So when you are telling something that's kind of dry and very data-based and not very emotionally engaging, the natural activity of your brain is to look for mistakes, to judge what somebody is saying, to look for the errors. That is not what you want someone to do at the beginning of your pitch, right? You don't want them sort of questioning, you want them engaged. So when you tell a story, our brains naturally switch into listening mode. They're trying to hear what you're talking about, they're trying to understand where you're going and going on the journey with you, and they're trying really hard to understand what's going to happen. They want to know, they become curious, they become involved. And it's much better to have an audience of people listening to you than of people judging you or looking for errors in what you're saying. So, stories sell, and they're really important to tell a really good story, but telling good stories is hard. So I'm going to give you a couple tactics about how